Let's get into it. If you are a cruise lover or planning your very first sailing, then today's video is absolutely for you. We are diving deep into one of the most exciting parts of any cruise vacation, the port days. Let's be honest, port days are what most of us live for on a cruise. The thrill of stepping off the ship and exploring somewhere brand new is truly unbeatable. But here is the thing. Without a solid plan, port days can quickly turn into a budget nightmare or a missed opportunity. You might end up overspending on overpriced tours, eating at tourist traps, or simply wandering around without direction. So today, we are giving you the ultimate port day playbook. From budget saving tips and time management strategies to insider secrets for getting the absolute best value ashore, we have got everything covered. Now that you know what we are covering today, let's start with the single most powerful thing you can do before your cruise ship even pulls into port, and that is doing your research ahead of time. Spending just a few hours before your trip researching your destination can genuinely save you hundreds of dollars and hours of wasted time ashore. The good news is that the resources available to you are completely free. Start with travel blogs and YouTube videos where real travelers share honest, up-to-date experiences from the exact ports you will be visiting. Then head over to Cruise Critic, one of the best cruise forums online, where seasoned cruisers post detailed port guides and answer questions from fellow passengers. Do not overlook destination-specific Facebook groups either. These communities are goldmines for first-hand tips, hidden gems, and local recommendations that you simply will not find in any guidebook. Now that you have done your research, it is time to talk about one of the biggest decisions you will face on any port day, and that is whether to book your shore excursions through the cruise line or go independent. Cruise line excursions offer real convenience. They are easy to book, well organized, and most importantly, they come with a guaranteed return policy. If your excursion runs late, the ship will wait for you. That peace of mind is genuinely valuable, especially in unfamiliar destinations. But here is the catch. Cruise line excursions often cost 2 to 3 times more than booking the exact same experience independently. That difference can add up to hundreds of dollars across a single trip. So how do you decide? It really comes down to the specific port and your personal comfort level with exploring on your own. High-risk ports with complex logistics might justify the premium. Straightforward, tourist-friendly destinations often do not. Now here is a strategy that savvy cruisers swear by, and it can seriously stretch your port day budget. Instead of booking expensive cruise line tours, consider teaming up with fellow passengers to share the cost of a private tour or taxi ride. Before your sailing even begins, head over to Cruise Critic and find your ship's roll call forum. This is a dedicated space where passengers on your exact voyage connect, share plans, and organize group excursions together. You can post your destination interests, find others with similar itineraries, and split costs evenly among the group. For example, hiring a private driver in Jamaica might cost around $120 total, but split 4 ways. That is only $30 per person. Compare that to a cruise line excursion priced at $80 to $100 per person, and the savings become crystal clear. You get a personalized, flexible experience at a fraction of the price. Sometimes the best port day strategy costs absolutely nothing. Simply walking off the ship and exploring on foot can lead to some of the most authentic and memorable travel experiences of your entire cruise vacation. Many ports have their most exciting attractions just minutes from the pier. In Cozumel, you can stroll along the waterfront, browse colorful local shops, and sample fresh street tacos for just a couple of dollars. Nassau offers vibrant markets, stunning colonial architecture, and the famous Straw Market, all within easy walking distance. And if you are lucky enough to dock in Dubrovnik, the breathtaking old city walls and charming cobblestone streets are practically steps away from where the ship ties up. Walking lets you move at your own pace, stumble upon hidden courtyards, chat with friendly locals, and truly soak in the culture. No booking fees, no group schedules, just genuine exploration with your curiosity as the only guide. That approach turns a vacation into a race, leaving you exhausted and stressed, rather than refreshed and fulfilled. The single most important number you need to know is your all-aboard time. Write it down, set an alarm on your phone, and never forget it. Missing the ship is a nightmare nobody wants to experience. Once you know that deadline, work backwards. If all aboard is at 5 in the evening, plan to be back at the pier by 4:30 at the latest. That buffer saves you from unnecessary panic. Next, pick just one or two must-do experiences for the day. Maybe it is a snorkeling trip or a visit to a historic landmark. That is where the real food experience begins. The moment you step off the ship, you are immediately surrounded by restaurants competing for your attention with colorful signs and aggressive hosts waving menus in your face. These waterfront spots are convenient, sure, but they are also significantly overpriced and often underwhelming in quality. Here is a simple rule that seasoned cruisers swear by. Walk at least 2 or 3 blocks away from the pier before sitting down to eat anywhere. Just that small distance can cut your meal cost in half while dramatically improving the flavor and authenticity of what lands on your plate. The best indicator of a great local restaurant is not a fancy sign or an English menu. It is locals actually eating there. If you spot a busy little place filled with residents rather than tourists, walk right in. Now let's talk about getting around once you're ashore, because transportation is one of the biggest areas where tourists get taken advantage of. The golden rule is simple. Always negotiate your taxi fare before you get in. Never assume the driver will use a meter. Ask the price up front, agree on it, and if it sounds too high, walk away. There are almost always other drivers nearby willing to offer a better deal. Where available, shared shuttles or local buses are fantastic money-saving alternatives. Yes, they take a little longer, but the savings can be significant. Before your cruise even departs, download Google Maps and Roam to Rio on your phone. These apps give you a clear picture of local transit routes, estimated costs, and travel times between attractions. A little preparation before stepping off that gangway can save you from falling into transportation traps that target tourists every single day at busy cruise ports. Now let's talk about shopping at port, because this is where a lot of cruisers quietly overspend without even realizing it. The moment you step off the ship, you are immediately surrounded by colorful storefronts designed to catch your eye and your wallet. But here is the thing, those shops right next to the pier almost always have inflated prices specifically targeting cruise passengers. My biggest advice is to keep walking. Resist the urge to grab that first souvenir you see. Instead, head further into town where local markets offer handmade crafts, authentic goods, and much better prices. You will find items with real cultural value rather than mass-produced trinkets. Another game changer is setting a firm shopping budget before you even leave the ship. Decide on a specific amount, maybe $20 or $30, and stick to it. Having that number in your head keeps impulse buying in check and makes every purchase feel intentional rather than regrettable. The truth is, spontaneous, unplanned experiences frequently outshine any expensive organized tour you could have booked. You do not need to spend a fortune to have an incredible port day. Some of the most memorable experiences ashore are completely free or cost next to nothing. Public beaches are a perfect example. In destinations like St. Thomas or Barbados, stunning shorelines are easily accessible without any admission fee. Historic old towns, like those found in Cartagena or Valletta, are essentially open-air museums where you can wander cobblestone streets and soak in centuries of history at zero cost. Many ports also offer free or donation-based museums and cultural landmarks worth exploring. And do not underestimate the simple pleasure of sitting at a local cafe, sipping a coffee, and watching everyday life unfold around you. Even 2 hours spent intentionally in a new place can leave you with a genuinely memorable experience. Some stops are just 4 to 5 hours long, and that can feel a little discouraging at first. But here is the thing. A short port visit does not have to be a wasted one. The key is adjusting your expectations and keeping your plans simple. When time is tight, stay close to the pier area. Do not attempt anything that requires a long taxi ride or a complicated journey across town. Instead, pick just one key attraction or experience and commit to it fully. Maybe it is a quick walk through a historic square, a swim at a nearby beach, or grabbing a meal at a local spot just a few blocks away. Avoid overcomplicating it. Now, before you rush off the ship excited to explore, let's talk about something that does not always get enough attention, and that is staying safe in unfamiliar ports. Tourist areas, especially near cruise piers, can attract pickpockets and scammers who know exactly when the ships arrive. Keep your valuables secure, ideally in a money belt or a bag worn across your front. Be extra cautious in crowded markets, busy streets, and popular attractions where distractions are easy to create. When exploring independently, stick to well-traveled routes and avoid wandering into unfamiliar neighborhoods, especially alone. It is always smarter to stay where other tourists and locals are visible around you. Before heading out, take 2 important steps. First, check your government's travel advisories for that specific destination. Second, stop by the guest services desk or shore excursions desk on the ship and ask the staff for safety recommendations. They know each port well and can point you in the right direction. Now let's talk about something that can quietly drain your vacation budget if you're not careful, and that's how you handle money at port. The first thing to know is that cash and cards each have their place. Carry a small amount of local currency when you head ashore. Markets, street food stalls and small vendors often do not accept cards, and having cash on hand means you never miss out on those authentic experiences. Before your trip, notify your bank that you'll be traveling internationally. Failing to do this can result in your card getting blocked at the worst possible moment. For larger purchases, use a credit card with no foreign transaction fees to save on every single swipe. And here's a tip that could save you real money: never exchange currency at the pier. The rates there are almost always the worst you will find anywhere, so plan ahead and exchange before you arrive. Even the most carefully planned port day can unravel in an instant. Weather rolls in unexpectedly, a popular attraction closes without warning, or the taxi line stretches around the block. These moments can feel frustrating, especially when you have been looking forward to a specific experience for months. But here is something experienced travelers understand deeply. Adaptability is one of the most powerful skills you can carry in your bag. When your original plan falls apart, you are suddenly free to wander without a script. That unplanned detour down a side street might lead you to a hidden cafe, a local festival, or a breathtaking viewpoint that no travel blog ever mentioned. Some of the most treasured travel memories are born from unexpected moments, not perfectly executed itineraries. So when things go sideways at port, take a breath, stay open, and trust the process. The best experience of your trip might be waiting just around the corner. Safe travels, everyone! Let's quickly recap what we covered. Research your destination before the ship even docks. Weigh the pros and cons of cruise line excursions versus independent options. Eat and shop like a local by venturing away from the pier. Manage your time wisely by working backwards from your all-aboard time. Handle your money smartly with local currency and no foreign transaction fee cards. And above all, stay flexible, because the best travel moments are often the unplanned ones. Port days are where cruise vacations truly come alive, and with the right approach, you can have incredible experiences without breaking the bank.